Judge Graves, I'm Kara with Channel 6. We want to talk to you about charging people for weddings.
Tonight, a Call 6 hidden camera investigation exposes a Marion County judge breaking the very rules he helped create.
Our Kara Kinney is now holding that judge accountable and even getting newlyweds their money back. She joins us now with the full investigation. Kara.
That's right, Todd. We exposed Center Township Small Claims Court Judge Michelle Scott using government resources to promote the private wedding business she ran with her husband. Well, she resigned last year, and in response, the courts passed new rules on weddings in an effort to protect your taxpayer resources and the integrity of small claims courts. Well, those rules went into effect January 1st, but we got a tip at least one judge was not following the rules.
After 15 years together, Hosea and Latoya Hunter finally decided to get married. They wanted something small, simple, and cheap, so they headed to their township small claims court.
The church and the big wedding thing, really didn't have the money for it.
The new rules effective January 1st say small claims courts cannot charge for weddings performed on court premises and on court hours. The Call 6 investigators took hidden cameras into all 9 of the Marion County small claims courts.
Looking for some information on getting married
to see if they were following the new rules.
And is there like fees associated with that? Not anymore. Okay.
8 of the 9 township courts either don't charge or the judges just don't do weddings at all.
As a fallout of some of the stuff that happened in Center Township.
But one township did try to charge us for a wedding, Warren Township on Indy's east side.
It's an $80 ceremony fee.
We went back again to make sure we heard that right.
It's an $80 ceremony. $80. Okay. We accept cash, money order, credit cards.
The Hunters paid that fee. Judge Gerald Graves performed the ceremony.
I thought, $80 was a lot. I thought it would have been maybe a little cheaper.
But they shouldn't be charging at all. The Indiana Association of Wedding Officiants helped pass the rules.
I'm very surprised because especially with how public, everything with Judge Scott was, with your investigation, you would think that judges and their staffs and stuff would know how to follow the rules.
In fact, Judge Graves and other small claims court judges gave their input into the wedding rule-making process. Our initial requests to interview Graves were ignored, so we showed up in court.
We want to talk to you about charging people for weddings. Can you answer a couple questions real quick?
Or not.
Well, you're an elected official, sir. I think it's appropriate that you respond. If somebody's in your court and says, hey, I didn't know the rules, would you find that an appropriate response?
A week later, Graves agreed to sit down with us.
Why were you guys charging for weddings?
Well, I was aware of the rule as proposed, but I was unaware that the rule had been passed.
How did you not know about a rule when you were involved in the process of creating those rules?
It's been a lot of rules changes since 2012.
Judge Graves points out several sources he uses to look up rules had old information on weddings. The Supreme Court website, however, did have the correct information.
Some might say it's your duty to know what the rules are.
Yeah, and I admit that that the rule that as proposed and as passed was not being followed. It was inadvertent. It was not intentional.
The money charged went into the township fund, and in response to our findings, Warren Township refunded $400 to couples who wrongly paid for weddings, like the Hunters.
We really needed it, so, it's great. It's surprising. It's wonderful.
Tonight, a Call 6 investigation uncovers Hoosier lottery players winning over and over again, defying the odds.
Our findings are already prompting significant security changes at the lottery. Call 6 investigator Kara Kinney joins us now with the results of her 6-month investigation. Kara.
That's right, Todd. We looked at winning lottery tickets dating all the way back to 1993 and found people winning more than 100 times. We wanted to know, are they just lucky or are they defying the odds?
Good luck, honey.
It's a game of chance, playing the odds, and everyone wants luck on their side.
Good luck. They rubbed a frog for good luck. Good luck.
Try to win money. I want to retire.
If I win, I could buy all my children a home and a car.
Our investigation looked at not just the big jackpot winners, but also those players flying under the radar, winning a lot of smaller prizes. The most frequent winners from March 2013 to June 2014, David Haggard of Brownsburg with 126 wins. Next, Tom Hatch of Portage with 35 wins. And between 1993 and 2013, Hatch also won 23 times for a total of $1.3 million. Hatch told us the lottery questioned him because his brother owns a liquor store. State law prohibits lottery owners and members of their household from buying tickets in their own store.
They investigated me, a couple times, and everything was legit, honest. They know I didn't lie, and it wasn't a stolen ticket. Everything was legit. There was no cheating or nothing. It's just, I call it lucky.
The most frequent winner from 1993 to 2014, Michael Kukulik of Portage. He's won 323 times, mostly from Daily 4, for a total of $1.2 million. We talked with a UCLA statistician who says Kukulik would have to have spent more than $300 a day on lottery tickets.
Which means that he would have had to have spent about $2.3 million on tickets.
We tracked Kukulik to the liquor store where he works. He took us into a back room where he denied spending $2.3 million on tickets.
You spent that much?
No.
So then how is this possible?
I don't know. I really don't. It's tough luck.
Have you been redeeming tickets for other people?
Yes, yeah. Pay for people, my birthdays and stuff like that. That's relatives' birthdays and stuff like that.
The liquor store sells lottery tickets, but our records show he hasn't purchased any winning tickets from there. We took our questions about Kukulik and others to Hoosier Lottery Chief of Staff Carrie Stroud.
Has the Hoosier Lottery investigated him?
He's someone that we're familiar with. He seems to be very lucky.
As for the other frequent winners on our list,
are you looking at these people?
Many of them we are.
The lottery has 5 security investigators for more than 4,000 stores. They find people cashing in tickets for other people to avoid paying child support or back taxes.
Are people gaming the system?
We have found instances where people are making choices to play when they shouldn't.
Mickey Stone of Winchester is criminally charged with unlawful purchase of a lottery ticket after he allegedly bought a winning scratch-off at the liquor store where he worked. And a recent lottery investigation also resulted in terminating this Richmond Food Mart's lottery license.
An employee and relative of the store owner was playing the store.
The store has a new owner now and is back to selling lottery tickets. From now on, the lottery will do more to scrutinize frequent winners.
Your investigation has helped us come up with some ways that we can improve.
The lottery is changing its software to better flag people who win a lot.
We will be able to see the frequency of wins, how many times they've won.
The lottery says it comes down to making sure legitimate players can win in this game of chance.
Integrity is definitely our strongest asset here. If people don't think that they can win, they're not going to want to play.
And prompted by our investigation, the Hoosier Lottery is also tweaking its retailer newsletter by adding language about fraudulent claims and claims denied by the lottery. As for the frequent winners that you saw that have defied the odds, the lottery says none are facing criminal charges, but those players continue to be on their radar. This investigation started with a consumer calling our Call 6 tip line saying he bought a car and later learned it had been totaled, which typically means the insurance company deemed it not financially worth it to fix. Tonight we're telling you what you need to do before you buy a car.
Stefan Macon bought this 2010 Dodge Charger from Circle City Auto Exchange. He says within 2 months, he noticed his tires repeatedly going bald.
It's just been an ongoing battle with replacing the tires. So I took it to Northwest Frame and Body, and it took him just 30 minutes to determine that the car, before I purchased the car, had sustained an accident.
We checked with Carfax and found the car was totaled just 3 months before he bought it. The frame shop told us Stefan's car has significant frame damage, which is causing his tire troubles.
I was very surprised.
Darnell Prim says something similar happened to him. He bought a 2008 Chevy Malibu from Circle City.
Took it home, day number 2, started driving it, steering wheel started shaking real bad.
It wasn't until Darnell eventually tried to trade in the car that he learned it was totaled just months before he bought it. Darnell says the dealership told him about a missing airbag, but did not disclose the car's full crash history.
Nothing in the fine print, nothing in the contract.
Both Darnell and Stefan acknowledge they bought their cars as is, which means the consumers legally accepted responsibility for repairs. Dealerships don't have to disclose prior wrecks if the car has a clear title, according to the state.
If an insurance company deems a vehicle a total loss, it receives a salvage title from us.
In Indiana?
In Indiana.
But in Michigan, a car deemed a total loss can get a clear title. It's perfectly legal in that state. Stefan and Darnell's cars both came from Michigan with clear titles, despite being totaled by the insurance companies. We checked crash histories on Circle City's cars and found one we knew had been wrecked before. We took our hidden camera to their Washington Street lot to ask about it.
I'm just curious, like if it's been in an accident.
Which one?
The 2011 Charger.
A worker gets on the phone.
When he ran auto check, it didn't show that it had been an accident.
We asked AutoCheck to run the VIN number, and they came back with 2 crashes, one in 2012, one in 2013, both involving moderate to severe damage. The Attorney General's office says if a dealer misrepresents a product to you, that could violate the Indiana Deceptive Consumer Sales Act. So we went back to the lot to get an explanation.
I'm on duty. Can we ask you about some video that we got?
We showed him the video.
It didn't show that it had been an accident.
But the manager had no explanation.
The record showed it had been in 2 moderate to severe damage. We're just trying to get your response. What's your name, sir?
It doesn't matter.
Minutes later, he pointed his cell phone at us while we got video off the property. The Indiana Secretary of State's office suspended Circle City's Madison Avenue location in February for issues including failing to properly deliver titles and failing to provide records. They're still on probation. As for Stefan and Darnell, Circle City's attorney released a statement saying both customers had a full and complete opportunity to have the vehicle inspected before purchasing it, and the transactions were fair, conducted at arm's length, and fall within the purview of Indiana law. Stefan and Darnell say they didn't deserve what they got. Darnell says he let the bank take the car back. Stefan is still driving his, only because he doesn't have the money to fix it.
So I believe that there should be laws in place to protect consumers who purchase vehicles with this kind of damage.
Circle City's attorney says the worker we asked about the crash history misunderstood our question. The Attorney General's office has received 43 complaints about Circle City in the last 2 years, mostly about salvage disclosures or defective products. The agency closed Stefan and Darnell's complaints, finding Circle City did not violate any laws.
Stray and wild cats are overrunning a Boone County town. Some Thorntown residents are concerned, and some are just fed up, but they all want to reduce the number of free-roaming cats. RTV6's Kara Kinney was in Thorntown to see how the community is tackling the problem. Kara.
That's right, Todd. An overabundance of stray and feral cats can be a total nuisance in a community. But what's a town to do when they don't have a city shelter or a humane society to help deal with the problem? We headed to Boone County to find out.
Thorntown, Indiana. Human population, 1,500. Cat population, let's just say it's a lot.
We got a call from a resident saying there were a lot of cats everywhere. So what's your guess in terms of number?
To the rescue, the low-cost spay-neuter clinic out of Brownsburg and Noblesville.
I think we are ready to go.
Even on a sweltering holiday, they're setting traps all over Thorntown for stray and feral or wild cats, many of them hiding from the heat. Once caught, workers will take them back to the clinic, spay and neuter them, and then return them to Thorntown. It's a process called TNR, Trap, Neuter, Return.
By coming in and doing Trap, Neuter, Return, we're sort of, solving the problem for everybody.
Thorntown isn't the only community experiencing this feline problem.
We really have started doing a lot in Boone County, Hamilton County, Hendricks County.
They even help cat owners by transporting pets to get fixed.
So let's set them in the shade someplace.
Thorntown resident and cat lover Melanie Gall is helping set and monitor the 55 traps.
I walk all over town. I walk on the trail. I walk to Lebanon, and I see a lot of stray cats just hanging around, and I found some dead ones, unfortunately. It's sad. I mean, think that no one's taking care of them.
A new law that went into effect July 1st, 2014 allows spay-neuter groups to catch and release cats inside trailer parks.
Big old tomcat.
A place they used to be banned from operating.
There's such a huge need.
As for funding, these spay-neuter license plates and spay-neuter services of Indiana pay for the Trap, Neuter, Return program. Whether you're a cat lover or not, the goal is the same, reducing the number of free-roaming cats living outside.
We reached out to the town marshal for his take on the TNR program, and we didn't hear back from him. Kara Kenny, RTV6.